Hey guys, and welcome to another Schematics update. This time we want to talk about Anno 1800, and for that I'm joined by Blind and Billy. Hey guys.
Hello. Howdy, explorers.
So we have some news from Gamescom about Anno. Before we talk about the news, we kind of want to talk about Anno 1800 a little bit more in general. Blind, you have picked one topic for you.
So Anno 1800 has been in a very open form of development over the past year, which is very new for the franchise. It's been very interesting to watch from a distance. I personally haven't been taking part in any of the betas or alpha builds or anything, but watching it from a distance has been interesting because the way they've been developing this game is they've literally invited members of the Anno community to just come in and basically review every single update they've been making to the game and every single design change and things they've been adding to the game. So today we just wanted to kind of talk about a couple things that were announced at Gamescom as new features to the franchise, new things that have never been in Anno before, which is a very simple franchise. Like, the games don't change too much from game to game, but I'm still genuinely convinced that Anno 1800 is going to be a kind of a return to form compared to previous entries into the franchise.
All right, so let's talk about our first topic. You can travel the world.
Yeah, so this has been kind of a staple for Anno for forever, right? You always have your multiple maps with different cities that you kind of build up separately with their own separate supply chains, and they all interlock and you can trade between them. And so in Anno 1800, you're going to be able to literally go over to South America from Europe where you're building up, which is going to be a really neat biome to learn.
It's definitely something very different from Europe, and due to the fact that it all plays on island, it has some like UK vibe to it or more England vibe to it. So I'm hoping for a lot of rain on the Europe islands, and then South America, a lot of sun and beaches with coconut flavored drinks and cocktails.
Well, there's a lot of rain in South America as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is true, but I mean, if you look at the screenshots, Anno always looks beautiful.
Oh yeah.
And I can't wait to just look at Anno Pirates of the Caribbean, because it's going to be beautiful looking. Yeah. So one of the beautiful things about the Caribbean, speaking of Pirates of the Caribbean, is there's a lot of different islands. So one of the new features for Anno 1800 is expeditions. Now, they are kind of interesting little system. So essentially it lets you select the expedition once you've got your port set up. In the new world, I think that's how that works, but I guess we'll see more once we get in game. Yeah. So you select your ship and you prepare by adding goods and items to increase your ship's morale. And once you've done that, you can kind of send them out to a location. I'm not sure how you find the locations.
I think the game gives you the location, at least it looks like the game gives you the location, and you can basically set the parameters of your ship, which I kind of like. It's a neat little system.
It's a neat little system because maybe if you don't have the supplies going in, like, it's a higher risk, and there is a chance to fail after all. So it looks like it's going to give you a little generated story with some events with multiple choice options of what you would like to do when each event happens. And then when you get back, it gives you a little reward, which is something you can add to your city. So some of the options we saw in the footage out of Gamescom are things like a new dolphin tank, for example, for your zoo.
Yeah, or runes.
Or old archaeology... I can't speak. Old archaeology finds for your museums.
Exactly, yeah. We have to wait and see how it works if you wait like real time and you have to watch the ship like move across the ocean, or if you can continue building up your ecosystem on your normal island. I'm not sure about that.
I'm assuming it'll be like any other mechanic in Anno, right? Just kind of start it going and it'll be in its own map, in its own instance in the background. You can pop back to where you are building from before. At least that's how I assume it'll work. My only issue is I hope that the system doesn't become cumbersome. I hope it's kind of a, oh cool, this event is happening, not something that's just constantly running in the background.
I agree.
It's an interesting idea to have a choose your own adventure style.
So you can build up your museum in kind of a modular fashion and set things up so that people can come and look at them. Anything that lets me customize my cities in Anno is always a welcome thing.
I think the hilarious thing for me is that when I'm looking at the screenshot and I see like ruins that they've collected, I'm just wondering, how did they transport them? Because that's impressive.
A really big boat.
Yeah.
But also it's a case where, like, I understand why everything's displayed outside, because otherwise it wouldn't be visible to the player at all.
Yeah.
But like, wow, these things are going to get destroyed.
That's fine. Speaking of things getting destroyed, in order to expand, you have to knock down a lot of forests, and you want to make sure you do things right the first time, so you don't have to destroy your old buildings.
Ooh, nice segue.
They're implementing for the first time ever a blueprinting system. So this is pretty simple. It seems like you can just lay out where you want to put everything first without actually building anything. From looking at the screenshot that they've announced, it looks pretty simple. You just kind of lay everything out and then you can just click a button and everything will construct where you have it laid out, which is, Billy mentioned this before we started recording, a very, very good feature to have in any city builder.
It seems simple. Like, you're like, oh, why is this a key feature? Why is this being on the dev blog? Well, think of every city builder that you wish, oh, I wish I didn't spend like $50,000 trying to construct a certain area that I've had to do over time and time again because the design was bad. Well, here's a feature that completely solves that.
You can do it right the first time.
I really like the feature. It's so simple, but very much needed in a lot of other games.
It's that along with an undo button.
Oh, yes.
Every game needs an undo button.
Yes, please.
But speaking of undo buttons, I do really think that Anno 1800 seems to be a return to form, and they've seemed to have undone a lot of the mistakes that they made in the last entry to the franchise.
Smooth.
Bringing back a lot of old features, such as random maps, and just kind of changing the game for the better. So I'm very much looking forward to digging into Anno 1800 a bit once it comes out.
I have a super unplanned question for you guys. Due to the expedition feature, what regions of the world do you see for expansion packs?
I wouldn't say too much. Maybe like North America, Asia.
I feel like 1800s is kind of late for exploring the New World anyway.
It is, yeah, but like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's stuff they could do. Well, I mean, you could go to Africa. There's like Asian trade routes, you know, locked off Japan.
North Pole.
Japan would be interesting just because of their political isolation.
There's lots of places they could go. The thing with history is there's a lot of different things you can kind of pull from for themes in eras like this. So I think they have just a plethora of options, really. And I think all of them would be neat. Like, I really kind of like the time period they're going for with this one.
Yeah.
So it's a hell of a lot more interesting than the weird sci-fi stuff they did the last two times.
Oh, for sure. But now, for you guys out there, thanks a lot for listening. If you have any region of the world you want to explore in Anno, let us know in the comment section. Release date for the game is February 26th of 2019, so it got delayed. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for listening. If you liked the video, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button. If you really like the video and you want to go the extra step, you may want to consider heading over to Coffee to buy the editor, and I have no clue who it is in these days, a coffee, so he can stay up all night or all morning or whenever and edit this video. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for listening. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
So long.